All right, y'all. The Gabe Sayers Believer is back, and I believe it is time for some more forgotten quarterbacks, the bread and butter, the peanut butter and jelly. We are back, my friends. And I do apologize. I haven't been around for a little bit. Number one, I do have COVID, so narrating this is kind of a pain in the ass right now, but, we're getting it done because I love you guys and I care about putting out the content. And number two, my pro wrestling company just finished a crazy huge live show. We collaborated with GTS, aka Grimm's Toy Show, which has 1.3 million subscribers on YouTube. And we were able to put on a banger live show where we sold over 100 tickets, which is awesome. And so finally, if you guys want to check that out, and you guys are seeing some highlights right now, check out our main pro wrestling page, TF Crew. Link will be in the description. But now, let's enjoy some more forgotten quarterbacks. The first quarterback on this list is none other than Andrew Walter, who is a former NFL quarterback, and he's more known for his pretty solid college career at Arizona State University. But he did have a brief and, let's just call it, challenging NFL tenure and run. At Arizona State, he was there from 2001 to 2004, and he had a couple school records there. He had a crazy single-game record of 536 passing yards. He's got some, Pac-10 legacy, because he became known as one of the more prolific passers in Pac-10 history. And in 2004, at Arizona State University, threw for 30 touchdowns as a senior, and despite injuries that year. But moving on to the NFL, he was selected in the third round, 69th overall. Nice. And that was of the 2005 NFL draft by the Oakland Raiders. And, he's really regarded for as a really crazy arm talent, but let's just say he faced significant challenges transitioning to the NFL. Really also kind of due to a poor team around him and certainly limited opportunities. But in 2005, his rookie year, he did not see any playing time. And then in 2006, he was just thrusted into the starting role after injuries to other quarterbacks. And he started 8 games, and he finished the season with 1,600 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. Yeah, that's atrocious. Now, to be fair, the Raiders' offensive line was terrible that year, leading to Walter being sacked 46 times, the most of any NFL quarterback this season. And despite his best efforts, that team only went 2-14. By 2007 and 8, he was just certainly a backup with the arrival of Jamarcus Russell and Josh McCown, and Walter really just saw limited action. He spent the most of his final 2 seasons in Oakland on the bench and then got released in 2008. 2009, he actually did join the Patriots, but was released before the start of the regular season. And then he just stepped away from football, which, I can't honestly blame him if I had to be on the Raiders for 2 years and get sacked 46 times. He started 9 games in the NFL, threw for 1,919 yards, had 3 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions with a career passer rating of 52.6. That's horrendous. That's this guy might be worse than Tim Boyle. I'm not going to lie. After retiring from football, Walter pursued opportunities outside of sports. He entered the business and financial sectors, and he actually ran for some political office in his home state of Arizona. He ran as a Republican candidate for Arizona's 9th congressional district, but was defeated in the election. He's been active in other stuff like some philanthropy and education and some youth development, which is pretty cool. I guess Andrew Walter's NFL career was extremely brief and really had minimal achievements besides stuff that he did in college at Arizona State. And let me just say that this was quite a foreshadowing or a precursor for how much Jamarcus Russell would suck on the Raiders in the NFL. Up on our list is Johnathan Quinn, a former NFL quarterback known for his big arm and a pretty good college career. So, Johnathan Quinn was born February 27th, 1975 in Turlock, California, and his football journey included, like I said, some success at that collegiate level. He did have a journeyman NFL career, but he was able to transition to coaching after his playing days and had saw some decent success as a coach. So he attended MTSU and threw for over 5,000 yards during his college career, cementing himself as a great passer for MTSU's history. He was really known as a leader on the field, and he helped elevate the Blue Raiders and their offense during his tenure. His strong arm and solid college performance caught the attention of NFL scouts when he entered the draft in the 1998 NFL draft. As a decent little mid-round prospect. Once he got to the NFL, he was actually selected in the 3rd round, 86th overall, in the 1998 draft by the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he was drafted to develop behind star quarterback Mark Brunell. And, he never really did develop into a star quarterback that he was supposed to develop into, but he did, make a pretty solid backup for many years. For 3 years on the Jaguars, he served as a backup and saw limited playing time, but did see his first start coming during the 2000 season when Mark Brunell was sidelined with an injury. Quinn played competitively, but really was unable to secure a long-term starting role. Most notable performance came in 2000 against the Bengals, where he threw for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns in a relief game. He did join the Kansas City Chiefs in 2002, but saw no playing time. He joined the Chicago Bears in 2004 and made actually 3 starts after injury sideline as starting Rex Grossman. Despite his strong arm, Quinn struggled to find consistency in the offense, and he finished the season with 400 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. This tenure in Chicago actually marked one of the final chapters of his NFL career, but then he went to NFL Europe. He played for the Berlin Thunder in NFL Europe, where he found actually great success, and he led the Thunder to a World Bowl champion, showcasing some of those great skills in NFL Europe. It was kind of evident he was never meant to be a really competitive starting quarterback in the NFL, but he did have a solid coaching career where he coached at Mid-America Nazarene University and served as an offensive coordinator there and actually eventually a head coach. And actually, the team had a really good offense and passing game when he was head coach. He did some high school coaching and in Tennessee, and was really good at mentoring young quarterbacks. This guy, Johnathan Quinn is really forgotten. This guy didn't really have a huge impact on the NFL. He was a journeyman. He won the World Bowl for NFL Europe. And again, what a modest career. He just didn't do a lot. He wasn't horrible either. He really didn't do a lot in the NFL. Career stats looking at a little over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. This guy just didn't get a lot of time, but also didn't really show anything in the little bit of time that he was given to prove himself. But that is Johnathan Quinn, a NFL journeyman. Last on our list, and probably the most recognizable former NFL quarterback, is Tim Rattay, known for that big fucking arm and his time at Louisiana Tech. This guy threw for a little under 13,000 yards in college and 115 touchdowns over 3 seasons. He did some great stuff, and especially in 1998, where he had nearly 5,000 passing yards and 46 touchdowns. This guy was a dog in college, had good leadership ability, known for poise, football IQ. Rattay helped Louisiana Tech transition to a more competitive era of football, which is really good. He had really good eye-popping stats and was expected to be a really solid player in the NFL, but there was concerns about his size and the fact that he even played in a pass-heavy system. In 2000, he was drafted in the 7th round, 212th overall by the San Francisco 49ers, and while he was a late pick, Rattay actually carved out a pretty respectable career as a backup and occasional starter. He was with the 49ers from 2000 to 2005 and was a backup for Jeff Garcia. Rattay spent his early years backing up Mr. Garcia, and he really got to learn the West Coast offense and impress coaches with his quick decision-making. From 2003 to 2005, Rattay actually became the 49ers starter after Garcia left the team, and his best season came in 2004 when he threw for 2,000 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. And, he definitely showed flashes of potential. Injuries, inconsistencies, and other stuff kind of prevented Rattay from really securing that starting role. He did have a nice comeback in 2004, though, where he orchestrated a huge comeback over the Cardinals, throwing for 400 yards and 2 touchdowns in a great overtime win. Rattay then played for the Buccaneers in 2006, when he got traded there. He provided depth behind their starter, Chris Sims, and he only saw limited action, but he did give some strong performances, especially late in the season, where he threw 3 touchdowns in a near comeback effort against the Bears. From 2007 to 2008, kind of became a journeyman, playing for 3 different teams like the Titans, the Cardinals, and the Las Vegas Locomotives in the UFL. He did find some success in the United Football League after, but, he led the Locomotives to a championship in 2009, but we're not really here to talk about UFL stats. Tim Rattay started 18 games and had nearly 5,000 passing yards and had 31 touchdowns and 23 interceptions. That's honestly not bad for backup quarterback stuff. I would take that as my backup quarterback stats, a little underrated. After retiring, he transitioned into coaching and did pretty good stuff coaching. He actually returned to his alma mater in Louisiana Tech University to coach and even coached at Oklahoma State University. It's just like one of those guys that, again, a really solid college career at Louisiana Tech and had some good perseverance in the NFL. Like I said, despite being a 7th round pick, he was able to hang around for a while and really get some serious playing time in the NFL. Known for that big comeback win against the Cardinals in 2004 and that, UFL success that we mentioned. Tim Rattay is, one of the forgotten quarterbacks of this league, but certainly not the worst forgotten quarterback of this league, if you know what I mean, like some of the other shitters that we've had on this list and even in previous videos, to be honest. Well, JDs and Littlemen, that is it for me. Thank you guys again so much for your support. You guys have been great. I'm really going to be back on making videos now that my wrestling show for my company this weekend is over, and I can focus more on this and that at the same time. I do apologize. This probably isn't the best script I've ever done, and that's just because I have COVID and speaking right now really hurts. But, you know, even though speaking hurts, we got to get this video out for you guys because I really appreciate you guys. So if you guys want to support me, please make sure to follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube. Subscribe to the wrestling YouTube, you know, show any love, show any support. Please comment other forgotten quarterbacks. I always love watching the quarterbacks that y'all drop in the comments. It always makes me happy, always makes me smile. And guys, please remember, smoke crack, eat drywall. I will see you guys again very soon for another Gabe Sayers Believer video.